Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're tackling one of the most critical topics in aging and long-term care, the legal documents that protect you when you can't speak for yourself. I'm talking about durable power of attorney, medical power of attorney, and an advanced directive for dementia. If you don't have these in place, the consequences can be devastating. Let's talk about why. I'm a consultant that guides families through the Medicaid application process. I'm not an attorney, but grab a pen and take some notes. Having the right legal documents in place can be a total game changer for families caring for a loved one with dementia. I recently got a phone call from a woman who told me that her father was the victim of multiple scams. The scammer would call him and teach him how to get gift cards with the funds from his bank account and then send those gift cards to the scammer. This happens multiple times a day to people all over. Once the scammer finds a victim, they continue to scam the same victim. Why look for someone new when you have one right there? It can take your family, the victim's family, a little while to figure out, well, what's going on? It's not uncommon for that senior to be embarrassed, ashamed, and so they don't mention it to their family at all. And the victim's funds continue to be depleted. Now, if this was your father and you wanted to step in and stop your father from being a victim of this scam, you would go to the bank to make some changes. But without the proper documents, the bank says, sorry, you don't have the legal authority. Without a durable power of attorney, no one, including family, can access financial accounts. Don't wait to get these documents, because if your loved one's dementia progresses too far, it becomes too late to get a durable power of attorney. If this situation cannot be stopped at the bank, well, what's the next step? You may have to go to court to get a guardianship. That process is expensive, time-consuming, and emotionally draining. I had a client, Shelby, whose husband was buying lots of things on the internet. He opened a credit card and purchased things that were frivolous and not really his normal purchases. This created a large debt, and so they applied for a reverse mortgage and paid off the debt. Then he continued and began depleting the funds they received from the reverse mortgage. This caused a great deal of stress to Shelby. To add to the situation, Shelby's spouse was unable to get around without a wheelchair. Her spouse's bathing and toileting needs required heavy assistance from Shelby. Her spouse was much larger than her, and the care she was providing for her spouse caused her own health to deteriorate, and she needed back surgery. Shelby began working with me to restructure her assets to qualify for Medicaid long-term care. If she did not have the power of attorney documents, she would have been in real trouble. Shelby was able to get her assets restructured, her spouse qualified for Medicaid long-term care, and preserve some assets for Shelby's needs. When it comes to caring for a loved one with dementia, families often face a multitude of challenges and a roller coaster of emotions, from feeling helpless and frustrated to feeling guilty and overwhelmed. On top of that, the lack of clarity around decision-making can cause tension and conflict within families. Siblings may disagree on the best course of action, or family members may have different opinions on what their loved one would want. It's a heavy responsibility, and the uncertainty can be debilitating. The anxiety, the fear, the pressure to make the right decision, it's a lot to handle. By having these documents, families can alleviate some of the uncertainty and feel more confident in their decision making. The medical power of attorney and advanced directives for dementia outline the types of medical treatments and interventions that the person would want or refuse in certain situations. The impact of having these legal documents in place cannot be overstated. It's a way to take back control, to alleviate uncertainty, and to focus on what really matters, caring for our loved ones with love, compassion, and respect. In conclusion, having the right legal documents in place, it's essential for families before a loved one experiences dementia. It's a way to navigate the complexities of dementia care with confidence, clarity, and peace of mind. Don't let legal uncertainties hold you back from providing the best possible care for your loved one. Many states have websites that offer the documents free. I'll link as many as I can find in the show notes. Once you have the documents, fill them out and don't sign them until you are with a notary. You can find a notary typically at your bank. So give your bank a call, ask them if they have a staff member who's a notary. Once you have it notarized, make a copy, protect the originals. You know, this is a good idea, so write it down. Call your bank, make the appointment. Once you have this completed, let me know in the comments. Now, have you experienced trying to help your family member without having the proper attorney documents? Share your short stories, ask questions. Let's keep talking about this in the comments below. What you are going through is really hard. It's incredibly difficult, but you're headed in the right direction. If this video was helpful, then subscribe to this channel. I have more helpful videos on the way. I have a video called The Truth About Asset Limits and Transferring Assets that are very full of important concepts to understand when going through the Medicaid process. If necessary, watch it twice and take notes. Remember, I'm a guide, and your situation might need an attorney. Not all elder law attorneys understand Medicaid law, and that could really cost you thousands. So do your homework. Thanks for watching. See you next week.